Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the English Way podcast. You already know grammar rules. You've memorized hundreds of vocabulary words. So why do you still freeze up the second someone says, "Hey, how's it going?" Here's the truth nobody tells you. Real English isn't about perfect grammar. It's about knowing exactly what to say in these small, everyday moments. Greetings, small talk, making plans. I'm Tom, and today's episode is a little different from usual. No grammar deep dive today. Instead, we're focusing on something honestly more useful for day-to-day life. The small, everyday phrases you need for greetings, small talk, catching up with friends, and making plans. Think about it. How much of your day is actually spent on big English, like giving a presentation or writing an essay? And how much is just, "Hey, how's it going?" Not much, you? We should catch up sometime. That second kind, the small, casual stuff, is what most learners actually struggle with, because textbooks don't really teach it. So today, I'm going to walk you through real conversations, the way people actually talk. And along the way, I'll point out the key phrases so you can start using them yourself. Grab a coffee, get comfortable, and let's dive in. Stick with me for the next 20 minutes, and you'll walk away with the exact phrases native speakers use every single day, without even thinking about it. And if you're serious about actually sounding natural, hit follow, because this is exactly what we do here every episode. Let's get into it. Let's start with the very first moment of any conversation, the greeting. Now, hello, how are you, is what you learn on day one of English class. And it's fine, but in real life, people barely say it that formally anymore. Let me give you some more natural options. If you see someone you know reasonably well, you might just say, "Hey, how's it going?" Or, "What's up?" Both are super common, super casual. Now, here's something important. When someone asks, "How's it going?" they usually don't want a long answer. A typical reply is something short, like, "Pretty good, thanks. You?" Or, "Can't complain." I love that phrase, "can't complain." People say it even when things are just fine. Not amazing, not terrible, just fine. It's very English somehow. Another really common one is same old, same old. This basically means nothing new, everything's normal. So if someone asks what you've been up to, and honestly, nothing exciting happened, that's your phrase. Now, what if you bump into someone you haven't seen in ages? There are some great phrases for that specific moment. Long time no see is the classic. Everyone uses it. You could also say, "Hey, it's been ages." Or, a little more dramatic and fun, "Whoa, look who it is." And here's one I personally love. "Fancy seeing you here." It's playful, like you're pretending to be surprised, even if it's not really a big coincidence. So, quick recap of that moment. You see someone unexpectedly, you could say any of these. Long time no see. It's been ages. Fancy seeing you here. Or simply, "Hey, how's it going?" And one more tip. Once the greeting's done, most people just want a short, friendly answer, not your entire life story. Nobody wants a 10-minute update at 9 a.m. on a Monday. Keep it light, keep it short, and move on to the next part of the conversation, small talk. Okay, so the greeting's done. Now what? This is where small talk comes in. Those light, easy topics that fill the space before a real conversation starts. The classic one, honestly, is the weather. Wow, it's so hot today. Or, can you believe this rain? It's a bit of a cliche, sure, but it genuinely works in almost any culture, any situation. It's safe, it's neutral, everyone has an opinion on it. Next up, weekend plans. This is a big one. Before the weekend, people often ask, "Any big plans this weekend?" And after the weekend, the classic follow-up is, "How was your weekend?" The answer is usually short, something like, "Pretty relaxing, just stayed in," or, "It was great actually, we went hiking." You don't need details unless the other person seems really interested. Now, let's talk about compliments. This is a fun one. If a friend gets a new haircut or wears something nice, you might say, "I love that jacket," or, "That color really suits you." And here's a funny cultural pattern. The other person will almost always respond with something like, "Oh, this old thing?" Even if it's brand new. It's like an unwritten rule of politeness, downplaying the compliment a little. Moving on, asking about someone's life. If you know someone a bit better, you might ask, "How's work been treating you?" Or, "How's your brother doing?" Showing you remember details about their life. But if you're talking to someone newer, someone you don't know that well yet, it's better to keep things lighter and more neutral. Something like, "So what do you do?" Or, "Are you from around here?" These are safe questions. No pressure, no assumptions. Small talk can also touch on hobbies or interests. Are you watching anything good lately? Or, been to any good restaurants recently? These open the door for a slightly longer chat if both people are interested. And a quick note, good small talk is often about asking, listening, and reacting, not just talking about yourself. A simple, "Oh really? That's interesting, tell me more," goes a long way. So, to sum up, weather, weekend plans, compliments, a bit about work or family, and maybe hobbies. Honestly, that combination covers about 90% of everyday small talk. Once you're comfortable with these, you can chat with almost anyone, anywhere. Okay, let's do a quick recap of everything we covered today, because there was a lot of useful, everyday language in this episode. For greetings, remember, "How's it going?" "What's up?" "Long time no see." "It's been ages." And "Fancy seeing you here." For small talk, our main topics were weather, weekend plans, compliments, work or family, and hobbies. And remember, listening and reacting matters just as much as talking. For catching up and making plans, we should catch up sometime. Are you free this weekend? Grab a coffee. I'm pretty swamped. Take a rain check. And confirming with something like, let's say Saturday around 2. And for wrapping up a conversation, I should get going. I'll let you go. And let's not wait so long next time. Honestly, this whole episode basically was a real conversation. Greeting, small talk, making plans, and wrapping up. That's the natural flow you'll use again and again in real life. Here's a little homework if you want it. Next time you talk to someone, even briefly, try using one of today's phrases. It doesn't matter which one. Just notice how naturally it fits into the conversation. Oh, wow. Is this me? Am I actually talking? This is incredible. I mean, I've had thoughts, millions of them, swirling around in here, you know? Like a little mental tornado of brilliant observations and witty comebacks. But they were always just thoughts. Trapped. I just can't believe it. That's it for today's episode. If you found this useful, follow the podcast and come back next time for more real, everyday English. And hey, go say hi to someone today. Practice a little, even if it's just small talk about the weather. Maybe don't try fancy seeing you here on your boss, though. Save that one for friends. Thanks for listening, everyone. I'm Tom. See you in the next episode.